If you're looking for the best pre-configured HyprLand experience, you must check out the Garuda Linux Hyprland edition, which offers an awesome window manager experience. Here's a quick overview of Garuda Linux Hyprland edition. At the end of this video, I will show you how to install it on a bare metal hardware. For those who don't know, HyprLand is a Wayland compositor based on WLROOTS, offering smooth animations, dynamic tiling, and easy configuration. Now, right after installing a fresh copy, your system will boot into the Garuda Linux HyprLand session. You will be greeted with a beautiful lock screen. On the right, you can see the lock screen wallpaper, which looks pretty neat. On the left, you can see the login menu and other user controls. You can also switch between the desktop sessions. Now let me choose the Garuda HyprLand session and log in. Now as you can see, we are inside the HyprLand Desktop. It looks very minimal. Let's go ahead and explore the HyprLand configuration that Garuda Linux offers out of the box. Now from the top bar, clicking on the cheat sheet shows a list of key bindings related to each program. Now you can bring up the Woofy app launcher by pressing Super plus D. Let's search for Alacrity. Now you can see all the system information. Now Garuda HyprLand comes preloaded with NVIDIA graphic drivers and you don't have to install them separately. Let's run this command and see the HyprLand configuration. Now as you can see, I have only one monitor connected. It has figured out the refresh rate automatically. Under the decoration section, you can see the blur is enabled by default. You can also control the blur by modifying the size value. And the first thing to do after installing Garuda Linux HyprLand edition is to disable this line, which prevents accidentally running the installer script using the key binding. Now let's take a look at the key bindings. You can modify them for your convenience. For example, pressing the Super plus T may launch the Alacrity terminal. Now these are the other key bindings that involve the function keys. Now pressing Super plus F1 launches FireDragon based on the Firefox web browser. There are many key bindings related to each program. Now let's talk about the way bar. It looks very minimal and adapts the blur for transparency. You can see there are a lot of modules. On the top left, there is an application menu that shows all of the installed applications organized into collections. Now when you click on each module on the way bar, it shows a pop-up for a few seconds. You can scroll your mouse wheel to change the brightness of your monitor, and the same goes for the sound. The NM Applet module lets you manage network services. You can easily connect to Wi-Fi using this applet. Now, when you click on the power button, it triggers the WLOGOUT module to log out, reboot, and shut down your computer. Now, look at this animation, it is very smooth. You can also make changes to the waybar using its configuration file to make it more informational and clutter-free. Garuda HyprLand offers stunning wallpapers out of the box. All these wallpapers are managed by Wallpaper. Now by default, the wallpaper changes every hour, and the same happens when you log in back to your computer. You can modify the Wallpaper configuration to use the wallpaper you prefer by specifying the path. Now, this is the default location path of the pre-installed wallpapers, and you can change the duration to update the wallpaper from the list. Just like other editions of Garuda, the HyprLand edition comes with many pre-installed GUI applications to get you started, such as FireDragon, Thunderbird, Thunar File Manager, Blender, VLC, and many more. Now, apart from the standard applications, it also comes with all the necessary tools that allow you to play games using different emulators. You can install Steam Native, play Windows games, and run Windows applications using Bottles or Wine. When it comes to performance, thanks to HyprLand, it offers smooth animations, transitions, and dynamic tiling is at the next level. The launching an application or interacting with the system is super fast. I noticed zero performance issues throughout my usage. Since I'm using a gaming laptop, you cannot expect a more battery life. For reference, I used to get around 1 hour of battery life on Windows 11, but on Garuda HyprLand, I easily get around 2 hours of battery life while browsing, watching videos, listening to music, and writing my blog post. It's time to show you how to set up the Garuda HyprLand edition on your computer. I prefer running this on a bare metal to take an advantage of Wayland compositor for a smoother experience. To set up HyprLand Desktop, head over to the Garuda Linux website and click on the download button. Now look for the HyprLand edition and download the ISO. You need an 8 gigs or higher USB pen drive to create a bootable USB and install HyprLand on your machine. You connect your pen drive to the computer and start making a bootable USB using Balena Etcher. Then head over to the BIOS, enable USB boot and disable secure boot. Then save the changes and reboot. Your system will boot from a bootable USB. Now, as you can see, we're inside the live setup of Garuda HyprLand Edition. Now enter Garuda in lowercase, which is the default password. Now connect to Wi-Fi or use an Ethernet cable for internet connection. Then press Super plus I on your keyboard to launch the installer script. The Super is nothing but the Windows key on the Windows keyboard. Follow the on-screen instructions and set up Garuda Linux Hyprland Edition on your machine. The installation was successful. You can turn off your PC. Remove the bootable USB and turn it back on. The system will boot into HyprLand Desktop. Now overall, I would say that Garuda Linux with HyprLand Desktop offers a pre-configured, best-in-class window manager experience that comes with many features, colored icons, themes, and more. If you are unable to manually set up a HyprLand Desktop on your computer, then you should try Garuda Linux HyprLand Edition. Now moreover, Garuda is based on Arch Linux, so you can take an advantage of Pacman Arch user repository to install any application or package you need. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching my video. This has been KS Kirail. I will see you in the next one.